Well, hello. Hello, all you wonderful people out there. It is your boy Bainbridge Omega back with another podcast. And today is the day, the most highly anticipated day in the history of AEW, of all elite wrestling. The announcements of Tony Khan, Part 1. Why is it part one? Because Tony Khan officially made one announcement that took place at the Warner Brothers Discovery upfront at New York City at Madison Square Garden this morning as of 10 a.m. And he is going to make another announcement later on tonight once AEW Dynamite goes on the air. But we are going to talk about what happened this morning on the upfront. And this article is coming from Forbes. AEW has officially announced a third television show. It's second to air on TNT with one of the worst kept secrets in wrestling, AEW Collision. Warner Brothers Discovery Chairman and Chief Content Officer Kathleen Finch announced the news during the WBD upfronts at Madison Square Garden in New York City. We're doubling down on wrestling with AEW Collision, which gives fans 2 more hours every week. AEW's roster of talent has expanded so quickly that we felt it needed another night to bring our audience the epic rivalries, unforgettable matches, and stars they love to watch. Adding Collision to our programming mix on TNT will allow us to satisfy a massive demand we felt from our hardcore fan base and the ultimate compliment to AEW Dynamite. AEW Collision will debut on June the 17th, 2023, with all signs pointing to the United Center in Chicago as its host venue. With the addition of AEW Collision on TNT, I'm extremely proud that a Turner network will be the home of Saturday Night Wrestling for the first time in more than 2 decades. AEW CEO, GM, and head of creative Tony Khan said in a statement. The debut of Collision is significant across numerous sectors, including television, wrestling, entertainment, and sports, and reinforces AEW as the bold property we envisioned when we launched in 2019. Collision will deliver live every Saturday night more of what fans and viewers tell us they want: athleticism, big personalities, exciting storylines, and hard-hitting wrestling action, all of which have become synonymous with AEW. AEW Collision is expected to be accompanied by a soft roster split and the return of CM Punk, who remains a polarizing presence following his nuclear brawl with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks at AEW All Out. The tensions have yet to be publicly acknowledged or resolved due to pending legal issues. And this is where we will stop with the article itself. First off, I want to take a look at the theme, the look, the logo itself of AEW Saturday Collision. If you notice, it's like they're paying homage to the old WCW Monday Nitro look that TNT has for years on until it disappeared, and it looks beautiful. It looks like it's in your face. It looks very professional. This looks like a solid. This looks like a serious 2-hour show to complement AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays. And I like the logo. I like the look of it. It's really good. I also want to add that you're looking at through a thumbnail, which shows the House of Black being featured on Saturday Collision. That could say that they could be part of this so-called soft brand split along with CM Punk, right? But what you don't know is that if you click on the AEW Twitter page, you will actually get the full actual poster to AEW Saturday Collision. And in that roster, it includes the House of Black along with Julia Hart. I see FTR on that poster. This is amazing. Andrade is on the poster. Miro is on the poster. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Thunder Rosa on the top of the poster. And the two names whose faces are more expanded is Orange Cassidy and the AEW Heavyweight Champion MJF. Now, would this mean that somewhere down the road we may probably see an MJF versus Orange Cassidy main event for the AEW Championship at, I would like to say, maybe All Out? After All In, that could be a strong possibility. We don't know. Could this mean that Orange Cassidy is indeed part of CM Punk's roster? We don't know. But it is a very telling situation here when you see Andrade's face on it, when you see Mira's face on it, when you see Thunder Rosa's face on it, FTR, everyone in there. You don't see the Bucks. You don't see Omega. You don't see the Lucha Brothers. You don't see the Hardys or any of those involved in that poster. So it's looking like they could be 100% exclusive to AEW Dynamite. You don't even see Moxley on that poster, which means to me that maybe the Black Bull Combat Club is going to be exclusive to Dynamite. Jericho's not on it. Could he be exclusive to Dynamite? We don't know. But like I said, amazing logo, a very telling poster. So, what does this mean moving forward? Well, from a wrestler standpoint, this is fantastic news. Right? A lot of great talent in AEW. And listen, Tony Khan has an extremely bloated roster of talent that he cannot fit in a regular 2-hour or even a 1-hour block when you name Rampage on it. You can't even do that. Now that he has the funding, and we are more certain that he has extensive funding, and once we know the exact number of that funding, we will be able to talk about that most likely tomorrow. But for right now, let's just assume that Warner Media has given him a huge price, which is rumored to be around $1 billion. But that will be more than enough to add in more production, to add in more writers into the content, probably add another booker to help, ease a lot of the workload that Tony Khan has been probably going through, having to manage Dynamite, Rampage, ROH Wrestling, which, by the way, is not part of the Warner Media package. They are not funding ROH. They see it as a separate entity that Tony Khan has owned, and they don't want any part of it, which is a shame because honestly, moving forward, I don't even know what the future holds for ROH. It's not like people are really investing $9.99 for Honor Club. So something about Ring of Honor will have to be addressed at a later point, but we can discuss that later. This is really all about AEW getting themselves a legit 2-hour block in AEW Collision. And for guys like Andrade, for guys like Miro, and for guys like Powerhouse Hobbs, they will get more TV time to showcase their skills to the world. Hopefully, they'll get more deeper, more profound storylines that fans like you and me can sink our teeth into. Because this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing for pro wrestling. If you are a pro wrestling fan, I don't care if you're team AEW, I don't care if you're team WWE, you have to appreciate the fact that wrestling as a whole is coming back as being the main focus for a lot of programming, especially now that we have this writer's strike. If you don't know, a lot of the film, TV actors, writers, they are on strike currently right now, which will make it harder for a lot of new shows to be out in the limelight, which means more than ever, professional wrestling is going to be of sheer importance for networks such as NBC, Universal, um, USA Network, Fox on the WWE side, and even more so now with Turner, with Warner Brothers Discovery. This is going to be very important. I mean, it brings more eyes to the product. It generates more viewers now more than ever. And this is going to be an important area in all of professional wrestling. Now, the WWE neckbeards, they're pissed off right now. They're upset. They will not tell you that they're upset. They're probably looking at this and they're probably going into the comment section right now just to hear how many people are excited about it. And they're upset. They're upset. They secretly want AEW to fail. I want you to I want you guys to understand that WWE neckbeards who only want WWE and everyone else to go to hell. They specifically want AEW to fail bad and miserably because they want to make fun of you. They want to go on social media, post those memes, talk about the bullshit 2.2 million people like it even means a difference in this day and age right now. Who cares about ratings when most of the content now is going into subscription services? They made fun of you guys all throughout 2022. You know, especially with Triple H can charge and all the podcasters, and you know who these guys are. The podcasters, you know, the baseball fans out there. The guys who once praised AEW and then flip-flopped as soon as they realized that Triple H was taking over the WWE, and now it's no longer about AEW anymore. It's always about Triple H and the WWE. No, no, no. But as soon as Vince McMahon came back, it was all about AEW again. You see, I'm not a flip flopper. I've always been pro AEW, and I've always disliked everything that's the WWE. You know, I don't like the WWE. I don't like how they handle business. I don't know. I don't like how they treat their superstars. I don't like the fact that in during the pandemic, Vince McMahon fired every single person on that roster, a huge chunk of people, making them lose their jobs, not knowing what their futures are going to hold. I didn't like that. But the Netbeards, you know what? They will fight with him all the way through the end because they're that bunch of sheep. They are truly a bunch of pathetic sheep. We don't like those types of people, ladies and gentlemen. And you're not gonna get that on my podcast. Although you're gonna get people here and there in the comments section with their incoherent language saying, yeah, AEW messed up. Yeah, they. God, what was this guy was saying? He was saying along the lines and saying they disrespected the history of professional wrestling. They disrespected Ted Turner. See, guys who can't even speak a coherent sentence coming out with all this garbage and all this bullshit. Well, listen, guys, this is your chance right now to get back at these neckbeards. All right. You tell them that not only is AEW not going anywhere, but it's going to be bigger than ever before. The summer of AEW is going to begin after Double or Nothing. Mark my words. We're going to have Forbidden Door. We're going to have All in London. And then we're going to be finishing out with All Out. It's going to be a huge, huge summer for professional wrestling if you are an AEW fan, and you need to let them know about it. Do not let them make fun of you guys. Do not let them treat you like crap. They need to be put in their place because they deserve it. I'm serious. They need to be put in their place because they 100% deserve it. I've always told people this. Pride comes before the fall. WWE neckbeards were way too prideful, especially when Cody Rhodes jumped onto AEW's to the WWE last year. They were way too prideful. It's now time to take them down a notch. And this is a great first announcement by Tony Khan. And I'm more than certain that the bigger announcement that Tony Khan will want to make tonight on AEW is going to rock the very foundation of professional wrestling as we know it. And I, for one, cannot wait to see how this will unfold. Now, if you like what I was talking about here, please like and subscribe onto the podcast. I would like to hear your comments about it. If you are pro AEW, shout out in the comments. Let us know why you love AEW. If you hate AEW, if you hate Collision, if you hate my voice, whatever, let that be known in the comment section as well. Everyone is going to have their opportunity to say whatever they want, no matter how amazing your response is or how ridiculous your response is. I do not care. Right. Yeah, so just let me know what you guys thinking about it. And tomorrow I will be back here again with part 2 of Tony Khan's big announcement, and we will go in far more detail about how this will shape the future of AEW as well as professional wrestling moving forward. But until then, this is Bainbridge Omega, and see ya.